Morning, tubers! Welcome back for another adventure. Well, so much for summer, eh? Anyway, what we have here is a Grizzly 600, Yamaha Grizzly 600. Belongs to a friend of mine, and I'm not sure if there's one thing wrong with it or two things wrong with it. This was a Facebook deal for him, and the story he was told is that it was rolled onto its side. The grandkids were riding it, I guess, and they rolled it back on its wheels. It wouldn't start, and it seemed to have lost its spark. While they were troubleshooting it, they found that it was blowing a fuse. So when he got in touch with me, I said, well, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. I'll drop by with my portable ignition box. We'll hook right up to the pulse generator. We'll completely bypass your ignition. I don't care if a fuse is blowing or not. You'll have spark. Once you have spark, carburation, assuming your engine is good, you'll have a running quad. Anyway, so in the field troubleshooting, I took the wire harness off, and I keep double checking myself to make sure that it's going to the engine. One time I spent a bunch of time troubleshooting, and I was troubleshooting the wrong end of the connector. How foolish does one feel after that? So anyway, the wire goes to the engine, and nearly as I can glean from my checking of schematics and eBay for what the original pulse generator and everything else looks like, it should be that red and white wire should go to the pulse generator. And I am on the highest ohm value for this thing, not 200 or 2000. I'm all the way up in the megabit range. And when I check these two wires, I get an open circuit. So that's strange. The next thing I did, and you want to do some troubleshooting before you tear into this. On the older quads, or in this case midlife quad, you get about 2,000 miles on it. These things are good for 4,000 or 5,000 before they need major work. Anyway, you really don't want to start tearing things apart until you kind of know what you're doing, what you're after. You don't want to go play Mr. Haphazard with this, because if you break a bolt, now you have a non-sparking quad with a broken bolt that needs to be drilled and tapped, and you might find yourself buying additional pieces. So you don't want to come apart until you're sure you have to come apart. Anyway, right in the field, we determined pretty quickly that the stator appeared to be an open circuit, but we put my portable CDI box on it anyway and gave it a try, and sure enough, no spark. In the meantime, my good friends at eBay, they love me. These people, Caltrick, I've bought quite a few parts from them. They sell the pulse generator for the Grizzly, and it seems to be about the same for the Kodiak and everything else. They sell them for $10 delivered. So I ordered up a couple of them. I figured if I ordered up two, when I get to work on my Kodiak, the pulse generator would be good. If I only ordered one, I thought to myself, boy, I'm going to be regretting this, because I'm going to end up having to tear the Kodiak apart to change the pulse generator, and I'm going to have to wait for it to show up. So I figured I'd invest in an extra $10 and get a pair of them. Anyway, if you check the ohm value on this, assuming your leads are hooked up and so forth, I mean, you get about 500 ohms, give or take a little bit. So it does appear as if it has an open pulse generator. Now, these wires aren't pulled or ripped on or anything, you know, they're not all taped up and boogered around. So it's kind of strange that the pulse generator opened up, especially given, right, this isn't all stoved in and crushed and damaged. And normally, if you were to look at a schematic of this, there's a bunch of other coils that go to the 3 white wires coming out from behind here that go to the voltage regulator and so forth. But I just wanted to draw the one that goes to the CDI system. It's the green and orange wires that I showed you, and if you check those, you get about 350, 400 ohms, which is about expected for a CDI stator winding. And the red and the white are the other two. Notice this is the magneto, flywheel, whatever you want to call it. It's got one external magnet that every time it goes by the pulse generator it sparks, and obviously the pulse generator is located and the magnet is located so that it fires just before top dead center, right? The momentum carries it through top dead center. The expanding gases and all is where you get your power stroke from. Anyway, it's weird that these are opened. Very strange that it's opened from just rolling on its side, right? For the I really can't figure that out. I mean, it doesn't feel like, normally when somebody's been in here, you can kind of feel some scarring on the bolts. You know what I mean? There's a little, it doesn't feel like anybody's been in there. So to me, it's strange that the stator opened. I also did some additional checking just in case. Eventually that white wire has to hook up to ground, so I thought maybe I checked between ground and red, ground and white, orange and all the others, and the only 2 wires that have any continuity in either direction on the meter are these 2, and I'm getting the normal stator reading, 350 ohms, give or take a little bit. It really does appear as if this has an opened stator. Before I tear into this thing, I do want to give it a compression check and make sure it doesn't have other engine problems. I want to make sure the engine is sound. He's not in it too bad. Somewhere around 500. If it does come back to life, a midlife Grizzly is worth a couple of thousand. So if we could get it running again, that would be really great. If we can't, I mean, it's got nice tires and plastic, good seat. I mean, he can get, if he had to get $500 out of it, I'm sure he can put it right up on Craigslist or Facebook or whatever and get his money back. It's an automatic. It's a fully automatic, and it really doesn't roll worth a hoot. I mean, you can roll it backwards a little bit, but the 4 wheels are cued together. You can't disengage them, or at least I haven't discovered a way of disengaging them. If there's something I don't know about this thing, guys, please tell me, but I don't see any levers or anything for disengaging them. So, having said that, this thing is going to be a real pest to get to the upper garage. I'm going to end up having to empty a trailer out. As a matter of fact, the trailer the snowmobile is sitting on, because that's another loser, to get it up there, because you know, you guys saw the trouble I had when I was trying to tow it. Okay, I'm open to suggestions, and once again, the next thing you guys will be seeing this will be for the compression test and all the other stuff, and then we'll make a plan. But as of right now, the thing that appears to be wrong with it is it does appear to have an open stator. But before we tear into it, I want to make sure it's worth the trouble. I want to thank everybody for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day, no matter what. Bye now.